Hi, it's Jon Mitchell, Mayor of New Bedford, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So one thing I just wanted to quickly talk about today was some ongoings in the fishing industry. The New England Fisheries Management Council met this week to discuss a proposed regulation that would put some curbs on the clamming industry. And it's probably worth just mentioning that this is an industry that doesn't get a lot of fanfare in the city, but it's a very significant part of our port. It does about as much these days as the ground fish industry in terms of the value of the product that's landed in the port. And there was a proposal by the federal government to restrict the areas in which the clamming boats could go. And the clamming boats here in New Bedford, you'll notice them because they have these long sterns. They're elongated and they have these big cages on the back, but they bring in lots of quahogs that you would find in the likes of Progresso and Campbell's soup. The clam chowder that's produced and marketed by those companies comes here. The main ingredient comes from here. So, I testified before the council this week on this very point to try to advocate for them and the people who work for the clamming companies here that we don't need any further restrictions. That there is a way for the clamming resource, as it's referred to, for the fishery to be preserved well, but at the same time allow for fishing to continue to have those jobs here in the city. So, at the same time, not to allow expansion into areas that are scalloped. The scallop industry, of course, is the biggest of all the fisheries in New Bedford. So it's a long way of saying that our efforts to protect and preserve and grow the fishing industry continue. It requires us to be on top of these issues, and we will be. We've had a lot of success in recent years, despite the decline in certain stocks. And New Bedford continues to be the national leader in commercial fishing generally. The other thing I just want to say this week is that here we are in the holidays. I want to offer my sincerest happy Hanukkah to our Jewish friends, and for everybody. There's an awful lot going on. Lots of tree lightings. We just had a very successful tree lighting downtown. The Klasky Common tree lighting is this week. Many neighborhood tree lightings are going on in the next week or so. So keep an eye out on both the city's website as well as destinationnewbedford.org for those listings. And the other thing is that we've seen some great performances, and there are some great performances going on right here in our city. The Criterion, of course, has a number of things going on at this time of year, but you have at our schools some things that are worth taking in. New Bedford High School just had a great run of It's a Wonderful Life, set not in Bedford Falls, but in New Bedford Falls, which I thought was pretty cute. But they had a fabulous set of performances over there that I was able to take in. And this week coming up, some great performances, I'm sure, over at Voc Tech, which will be running Inherent the Wind. Jerry Morrissey does a great job with that program and has done so for a long time. And so we look forward to that as well. And then New Bedford Ballet, which is a really terrific ballet organization right here in the city, right on Nauset Street. And they're still running the Nutcracker, as they do every year at this time, through this weekend. So, if you have a chance, take in one of those performances. We've got some really talented young people in our city who are, putting their effort out there, and I think it'll be well worth your time and money to check them out. With all that, this has been the Mayor's Weekly Update.